What's good, YouTube? It's Kareem Samdi back again with another video. So today we're going to get into chakras, and we're going to start with the root chakra. But before I get into that, I want to touch on, what are chakras? We're going to do the introduction real quick. So chakras are your emotional body and the energy centers that control your spiritual power. So they are the light within you, and your light is either balanced, overdeveloped, or underdeveloped. So when you balance this power, or when you use this power, that's actually your spiritual energy in all planes. When it's not balanced, you're actually limited and you become much more dense, and your power isn't really in your hands. So humans are angered or overjoyed by certain things. Therefore, your humanity dictates your emotional reality. Emotional reality can be combined with thoughts, and when they are combined with thoughts, it creates feelings. Feelings trickle into the subconscious mind, and they control your reality. So human thought is the nature of our conditioned way and of human thought, and that's what keeps the consciousness at a low level. So basically, depending on where your human thought is, or depending on what you're thinking about, what you're caught up in, that's going to dictate what kind of reality that you have. So as Brother Panic and many others say, you have to divorce yourself from humanity in order to elevate your consciousness past it. If not, then your humanity will bring you down and your spiritual power will be limited. So if you're trying to become a god, or you're trying to dictate what's in your reality, you have to be in control of those things. And if you are becoming invested in things like worldly events or social justice, men versus women, this side versus that side, white versus black, government or Illuminati doing these things, bad news, etc., you're being emotionally manipulated and you're under mind control. You are being manipulated on every level, physically, mentally, and emotionally and spiritually 24/7 in order to keep your consciousness locked down at a low level and your power limited. If you were in control over your human thought, if you were in control over your emotions, then your spiritual power would actually be in your hands. Your reality would be in your hands. But if you're not in control, then you're basically, someone is controlling your mind for you. So this is why there's always going to be something new to keep you distracted. And as you can see, every single few months or so, or every few weeks or so, they're going to throw something at you on the news or something like that to actually keep you locked down. And if you're conscious and you're aware of these things, then you'll be able to recognize them as they come up. But if you're not conscious and you don't really know what to look for, then you're going to become more emotionally invested in these things. So you actually have to, when you're working with chakras, you want to be able to understand your emotional body, understand yourself, and understand exactly where you're getting caught up at. And that's why this is important. And actually, you don't need your physical body or your brain to stimulate your chakras. So, and you also don't have to think about it either. So this is why that emotional manipulation actually works on you, because depending on the colors that are being used by advertisers or being used by TV shows, whatever they show you and whatever emotions or feelings that it triggers, that is able to target and manipulate your chakras subconsciously, because subconsciously your spirit body knows where your chakras are, and your physical body, in the form of your feelings, memorizes those things throughout your lives. So this is why fast foods or advertisers in fast foods, they'll target the lower three chakras. You'll see that most of them use yellow, red, or orange in their symbols. And as I've said before in the mind control video, symbols are a way of controlling your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind processes things and changes your reality depending on trauma, repetition, and symbols. TV shows also feature colors and situations that can emotionally trigger you and stimulate human thought and manipulate the chakras if you're not conscious or aware of these things. So this is why shows like reality TV or whatever it may be might actually feature these things, but you might not be aware of what's going on. So this is why I say 24/7, your reality is being manipulated against you, especially if you're not conscious or aware of these things. And this is also why, if you don't focus on chakras, at least in the beginning of your spiritual development, you'll actually be very limited in how you actually control your own reality. And you'll also be very limited in how you control your mind, because your emotions are linked to your mind as well. So the first chakra and the focus of this video is going to be the root chakra. So the root chakra is the connection to our body and to the earth. It's what grounds us to the reality that we experience. It's focused on survival, the ego, self-preservation, and it's the foundation of our life and also for our spirituality. This is the consciousness in the form of matter. It deals with safety, survival, security, and the overall drive to live. The physical body is deeply connected to this chakra. So emotions of the root chakra include fear, anger, sadness, self-worth, and disgust. And all of those live inside the root chakra, and your primal instincts also live inside the root chakra as well. Any feelings related to security, drive, inspiration, in general, motivation to actually live, it all lies within the emotional body of the root chakra. And so the element of the root chakra is earth, and the color of the root chakra is red. The body parts that are included in the root chakra would be the genitals, feet, legs, and the base of the spine. So the glands that are associated with the root chakra are the adrenal glands. And this is why when they say fight or flight, it's all dependent on your survival. So anytime you feel you get an adrenaline rush, or if your root chakra is being manipulated against you, you'll actually have a reaction to fight or flight, either consciously or subconsciously. Anything dealing with stress. So your cortisol is connected to the root chakra. Sex hormones is connected to the root chakra. Metabolism, blood pressure, the immune system, etc. It's associated with a sense of smell, and the nose is a key sense organ with this chakra as well. It's the location of the sexual energy, also known as Kundalini energy, which is very important to balance in order to have control over your full power and your potential. If you don't balance the root chakra, you can't raise the Kundalini energy to your higher chakras, which limits your spiritual potential. And it also doesn't allow you to actually utilize the other chakras to their fullest capability, because that's where all of your creative and your spiritual energy lies. So in my opinion, this must be balanced before you can balance the other chakras, simply because of the fact that if it's associated with survival, if your ego's needs are being met, what your ego is going to do, it's going to get in the way of your spirituality. So it'll take the other chakras and it'll overcompensate the energy from the higher chakras in order to balance this chakra. So if you're having like issues with money, or you're having issues with a place to live, that all is dealt with in this chakra. So this is why I know a lot of people say, oh, once you get into spirituality, you should just quit your job and believe in yourself. But if you have nothing to really keep you safe, nothing to really keep you afloat, then you're actually going to be distracted most of the time, focusing on how you're going to get by. So you want to make sure your needs are met first before you do anything. If not, you're not going to do anything spiritual in the first place. So a balanced root chakra, it looks like this. So you're able to have focus and presence. You're able to feel safe, secure, and stable. You have a healthy survival instinct. You're dependable, you're reliable, and you have a sense of responsibility for yourself, a sense of belonging. You're grounded, and you're connected to yourself, and you're connected to others as well. The ability to care for yourself, the drive to live. You're active, healthy, and energized. You're living your life to the fullest. You're non-aggressive. Confidence, bravery, integrity, presence, maturity, knowledge of self, and successful. All of those things, they play into account for the root chakra. Another is you feel centered, you feel belonging, pride, alive, trust, independence, secure, patient. You're consistent, ambitious, you have compassion for others. You're able to commit to your goals and to yourself and to others. You have physical energy and abundance. An imbalanced root chakra, you'll have difficulty sleeping, constipation or bowel issues, weight gain or weight loss in the form of obesity and anorexia, or any other weight issues. weakened immune system, fatigue, issues in the lower body, including your lower back, your legs, your feet, your knees, and the base of the spine. You'll be self-absorbed, narcissistic, victimhood, avoidant, paranoia. Emotional imbalance would look like feeling unsafe, unstable, anxious, fearful, ungrounded, or even disassociated. Erratic behavior, depression, and a lack of motivation. You'll be living in survival mode, negativity, cynicism. Spiritual imbalance symptoms would be the inability to trust in the earth to support and nourish you, the inability to trust in yourself to support and nourish you, doubt about your place in the universe, an existential crisis or crisis of faith, loss of will. And because your higher chakras would be overcompensating for this chakra, that also means that they'll most likely be overactive or underactive, depending on how much energy is flowing here. So, depending on whether your root chakra is overactive or underactive, you also won't be able to connect to different parts of yourself. So it'll imbalance the other 6 chakras, and you won't be able to perceive your spiritual reality correctly, or you might be too focused on it, and your root chakra will be underactive. So you'll have trouble dealing with the reality right in front of you, and that'll make it harder for you to actually cope with or find your place in the world and find your own purpose. So that's also why it's important to notice these things and balance the root chakra first. And what causes these imbalances could be neglect of our physical, mental, emotional, and also spiritual needs, neglecting our security or threatening of our security, overall ignorance over how to actually feel or survive in the world, overall ignorance of your purpose. Those are all things that limit your root chakra and cause an imbalance. So an overactive root chakra is usually in the form of greed, one of the 7 deadly sins. And oddly enough, the 7 deadly sins, they all represent overactive 7 chakras. So greed lies here. You'll feel egotistical, addicted to wealth, hyperactive, too much sexual focus, addicted to self, violent, dishonest, narcissistic, self-absorbed, rage, anger, jealousy. You'll like drama, a feeling of not having enough, which could be linked to greed, and it can also be linked to lack. Excessive spending, weight issues, hoarding, extreme resistance to change. And with all these issues, fear will be a root cause of most of those issues, because usually you do notice when these things are going on. So when you do notice them, you'll either fear changing them because you might be comfortable, or you'll fear whatever consequences might come with changing them. So how to balance an overactive root chakra? What you want to do is you want to use the color green to balance it out, because overactive would mean too much energy, so too much red. So you want to wear more green, use green crystals, eat green foods, meditate and focus on the color green, get in nature, connect with the trees, connect with animals and plants. Allow love into your life to balance this out, because green is the color of the heart chakra. So you'll balance out the root chakra by focusing more on the heart chakra. An underactive root chakra, you'll feel like you can't achieve anything, suicidal, weak-willed, sexually inadequate, misogyny or misandry, lack of focus, unloved, little interest in sex, fearful, frustrated, apathetic, passive, lack of boundaries in relationships, easy to be taken advantage of, no personal responsibility, sucked into pointless arguing, stuck in the middle of drama time and time again. And also, like I said, your spiritual purpose, it won't be clear to you when your root chakra is underactive. So illnesses associated with the root chakra would be heart disease, cancer, gynecological problems, weight problems, arthritis, knee troubles, eating disorders, hemorrhoids, constipation, sexual dysfunction, chronic fatigue, foot and leg problems, spinal issues, blood issues, teeth disorders, anything dealing with the adrenal gland issues, kidneys, colon, spine, blood issues, bladder issues, and genital issues as well. And addictions could come up in the form of gambling or drug abuse. So to balance an underactive root chakra, you want to find things that deal with the color red. So when you meditate, you want to focus on the color red. You want to wear more of the color red, eat red foods, use red crystals, pretty much everything that I said before for overactive, except all dealing with the color red. And crystals that can help with this would be ruby, garnet, bloodstone, obsidian, black tourmaline, black onyx, jasper. Oils and herbs would be sage, rosemary, frankincense, rosewood, cypress, marjoram, black pepper, ginger, or really honestly just being outside in general around plants is another way to balance the root chakra. Deities associated with the root chakra would be Brahma, Dakini, Ganesha, Kumara, Uma, Lakshmi, Gaia, Persephone, Urda, Ereskkigal, Hades, Geb, Atlas, and Parvati. And activities that can help balance the root chakra also could be dancing, jumping jacks, grounding, house cleaning, cooking, looking at family pictures, taking care of plants or animals, mirror work, and therapy. So when you're getting into balancing your chakras, the easiest thing to do would be to just get as many books as you can on chakras, or look into as many things that you can as with dealing with your chakras. So you want to get at least 5 books. Anything, just search it up. Chakras for beginners. And actually, a book that I can recommend that's my favorite, at least for chakras, would be The Complete Guide to Chakras by April Pfender. It deals with the 12 chakra system. So it deals with chakras that I didn't necessarily cover yet, being the higher chakras, but past the crown chakra. But in this series, I'm mainly going to focus on the 7 that are associated with the physical body and the spiritual body as well. Simply because that's what you want to focus on before you can focus on the chakras outside of the body, or the chakras beyond the body and within the soul body. And that's the video. So I hope it inspired you guys, and I hope it motivated you guys to look into your root chakra and actually begin to heal it, because it is very important. You can't heal the root chakra, or you can't balance your other chakras without healing the root chakra first. Peace.